It's Week 12 of the National Football League.
And this one features Trevor Lawrence.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Huskies and the Blues.
All that and more coming up next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and partner, look at this Anchorage team entering play. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Aussies, you have to wonder where their heads are at as they come in winless on the year at 0-10.
I think a lot of people expect rebuilding years to occur, but I don't think people expect to go 0 for the season in terms of wins.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Uchenna and Nwosu got the sack there.
But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept them short of a first down on first and second down. And then on third down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
Now Spears to begin the drive.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
But you look at this defense.
It's quite a unit, that's for sure. #1 in the NFL against the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Spears.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Right back to Spears.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. taken at about the 16. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
The Blues offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Now it's Goff. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
Goff now looks to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And here now the punter, Fox, as he sends this one away. On the return, Johnson. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards.
And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
And here's a give to Spears.
They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
Out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Out of the gun to give to Spears.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Hand off to Spears.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence.
This is caught. First catch there for Evans. Good enough for a first down.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
And no move to take the offense on the field. They're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence.
Flush to his right. And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Trevor Lawrence.
His 17th touchdown now on the season.
And the Huskies' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told.
And it was capped off by Trevor Lawrence taking it in himself. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Melbourne's offense back out on the field now.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Gone.
He'll complete this one to Watson.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. Here's Goff.
And complete once again to Watson.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. And, Charles, you look at this offense, their struggles moving the ball well documented. Dead last in the NFL in first downs, but signs of life there.
Yeah, and you and I do, I think, a really good job of respecting the game and respecting the teams. But this squad, they're in a position now where their fan base gets excited when they pick up a first down. They cheer almost like they picked up a touchdown.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
When you look at this defense,
and they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Following the fumble recovery, Lawrence escaping the pressure, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on 2nd. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
That one's taken in by Spears.
2 yards on the pickup there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Lawrence will throw. They'll set up the screen for Spears.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession. as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Melbourne ready to go again on offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
A handoff, Jacobs running to the left. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Once again, it's Jacobs.
He'll get this to about the 38.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Quick slant to Watson.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will come back out deep in their own territory.
They'll start on the ground with Spears.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The offense on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7.
Lawrence.
And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And taken right at the 35.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
And Melbourne ready to go again on offense.
The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. Back to throw, Goff.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Here's Jacobs. Pushes past him. Inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
Jacobs again. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2.
And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. Here's Goff. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6.
Koo knocked this one through the post. Well, I don't know if they've gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but lined up for them.
Exactly right. That it is a tough place on the field. Took decision making for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Spears.
And to be brought down at the 45-yard line.
9 yards pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Second prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Now Lawrence.
He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he takes this one down almost all the way. The 23 yards, the final tally.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here's Lawrence.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And he will slide down with a good gain. Excellent work that time to get free, and for his exploits, he's going to be left with just a 3rd and 3. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
3rd and 3.
Now Lawrence to throw. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Arnold Ebiketie in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And down he goes again, a bevy of sacks in less than a half. But this defense is still losing the game. They've got to fix something because there should be no excuse for losing with an effort like this on that side of the ball. They need to take advantage when their defense is generating this kind of pressure so early in the game.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Throw right side into the hands of Akins. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the first half, we saw a strong outing from Trevor Lawrence. He was able to take it in himself for the game's only touchdown. And you wonder if this coaching staff will ask him to do a bit more the rest of the way.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Huskies offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Now Lawrence. Steps away to his left. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting this sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's taken to the 26. It'll be a 39-yard punt, give them a good 10 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Melbourne's offense back out on the field now. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Goff now to throw. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Puna Ford, the one to get to him and drop him. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Goff.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Goff. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
Here's the Anchorage offense back out now.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the 1st down.
They go play action now. Lawrence.
Airing this one out for Evans. And it's caught. Touchdown. Mike Evans. 50 yards. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And Melbourne ready to go again on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Balled it to 26, 2nd and 7.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They're just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Goff. This is Coleman with a grab. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left, and he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Now it's Goff. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now Goff. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Goff now looks to throw.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
So no gain on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. To throw is Goff. Throwing deep here for Coleman. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
And on now is the punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Play action. It's Lawrence.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Zadarius Smith able to take him down. It's a loss of 3.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
Here's a run by Spears.
Pushing through the contact. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Here's Lawrence to throw.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
Cameron Hayward in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return.
Melbourne ready to go again on offense. To be frank, you really have to feel for them. This is appearing to not be their week yet again, so another loss in the cards as they trail big in quarter number 4. That's caught downfield by Pickens.
And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. It's a big play there. 45 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Goff now looking to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this run.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
And he's going to go down again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands.
No surprise. They try to throw the ball on 4th down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
Well, a little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up,
Get
right?
your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets to the receiver, moment of truth, knock it away.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. The Spears with another carry.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
They'll run with Spears.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 46-yard line.
58 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From the 46, here's 2nd and 3.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll keep it on the ground. Spears. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They go play action with Lawrence.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They work now on 2nd and 9. Lawrence will throw. That one's taken in by Spears.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And this offense on 3rd down today, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Cameron Hayward picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Here's Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Now Goff. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2.
So certainly in a pickle here. They a mile to go to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up.
On 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Distance 10 back at the 9.
Divine Diablo dropping him behind the line of scrimmage.
And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Johnson on the return.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return.
The Huskies offense and Tyjae Spears set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
They'll run on 1st down. Spears. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the coming out trying to keep locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
3rd and 4. Lawrence. They'll set up the screen for Spears.
And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
Good reactions defensively. That screen a little slow in developing. They shut that one down. Game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team possession of the foot as we come back. They've got 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And they will not be able to add on to their 20-point lead. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Good start field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Back to throw. Goff. He finds his man. Complete. It's Jacobs.
This is 2nd and 8.
Here's Goff. Eluding the pressure right. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Goff.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. A shotgun snap for Goff.
Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens.
Now another timeout called for offense. With just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Goff now to throw. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? In the fourth
Yeah, you'd
quarter.
say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely.
Out comes Anchorage to offensively. Starting at 3-game losing. Going to be a thing of the past here. Coming up 1st and 10 in the fourth quarter.
The D step one more time as they take the knee.
2nd and 11 now.
Now a handoff up the middle. Spears. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did. Exactly right. It was an adjustment, more focused on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half. Points.
Anchorage.
The win is a good one for morale, but little else as they move to 3-8. And they will hit